in this topology we can configure IP version 6 address to all the local area network and wide area network. Then we can configure OSPF version 3 routing protocols. So now network 1 can ping to network 3. We can check IP version 6 config. So this is an IP version 6 address of PC4 ping. Yes, yeah, we can get reply from that network 3. Now network 3 can ping to network 4. IP version 6 config. So we can copy the IP version 6 address, copy, ping. Yeah, we can get reply from the network 4. Yeah, we can get reply from the network 3. So PC2 can communicate from network 3. Okay, all the networks are communicated to all other networks. So okay, so in this video tutorial I will explain the concept of how to configure OSPF version 3 routing protocol. So first of all, IP version 6 address can be assigned to local area network 1, local area network and wide area network. Then we can configure the OSPF version 3 routing protocol. So in global mode, so we can go to that global mode. In global mode, first of all we can give IP version 6 unicast routing, then only it forwards the IP version 6 traffics. So the syntax for configuring OSPF version 3 routing protocol, so IP version 6 space router space OSPF. Next we can give the process ID. So the process ID range is 1 to 65,535. So in that range we can give any value. So afterwards we can mention the router ID. In OSPF, for what purpose we can use router ID means, in a network if particular router we have to point out, means through the router ID only we can point out that router. So for that purpose only we can use the router ID. By default in OSPF the router ID can be selected, depends upon the highest IP address. Which one is the highest IP address, that IP address can be taken as an router ID. In the physical interface, if the router they don't have any loopback interface, only they have physical interface, means they can choose the router ID depends upon the which IP address is highest on that interface, that IP address can be taken as an router ID. If the router have a loopback interface, means the first preference go to the loopback interface, so that IP address can be taken as an router ID. In OSPF version 3 we have to configure manually router ID. So we can assign the router ID. Router ID is an 32-bit address, it is an IP version 4. So we have to assign router ID, router -ID, then we can mention the 32-bit address. Next, in IP version 4 we can configure OSPF, means we can given the direct connector network and wildcard mask, then area. But in OSPF version 3 we can go to the router direct connected interface, we can go to the direct connected interface. On that interface we can enable IP version 6 OSPF version 3. Next we can mention the process, next area, then we can give the area number. So all the interface we can give like that. Okay, thank you for watching.